been dropping out, and people are finding out now. As you can see, that I just made a video about it and stuff like that. So, this is very interesting, and I like where things are heading and how things are finally shifting and moving towards, because this buyout is going to happen, and we have to accept that that's what's coming. And the industry needs a shakeup, to fix the financial situation with all these movies and how things are just like not working. So many movies have been flopping and tanking left and right, and it's not just because you know um the industry and stuff that they try to portray it. It's just straight up because it's nonsense out there. They try to push all these trash movies that nobody cares about and stuff like that. So we're gonna see what things are gonna be unfolding. Charger, what's up? Yeah, telling you a lot. That's crazy. 60 billion dollars. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And I'm excited. I can't wait to see what's gonna come from this. And like real talk, this is going to be this straight up gonna be change. This is changing the industry right now. And a lot of people have to realize that what these studios have been putting out, nobody's been watching. And WB is in this situation, and they keep on heading just because they brought this upon themselves. Yeah, for sure, for sure. It might be part of the Elseworlds, or it might just be going directly to where everything left off. The whole thing overall, what I think is going to happen is that I'm sure whoever's looking to buy them, they're already probably planning out what they want to do and how they want to do it. And it's gonna be a lot of things coming from this. How they do it and what they do, I don't care, as long as Zach is back, and they keep on doing what they're doing, and just continue it. Because we clearly see that with James Gunn, it's not working. Honestly, it really is not. Leon, what's up? This is going to be is it this is interesting, honestly. When you think about it, $60 billion, damn, that I'm telling you, that has a lot of people that are also, they're willing to invest. So when you have these companies taking a big risk on this, because $60 billion, that's a hell of a money. Um Pride Tune, what's up? Whoever buys them needs to clean house. Yeah, you know what? I think they're cleaning house as we speak. All these studios are straight up cleaning house. Disney's doing the same. That's why they're firing all these woke type of writers and people that were in there ruining it. And like I told y'all, look, I don't talk about politics, but let's be real. Observe what I'm gonna tell you. When presidential candidates always take office, how come everything changes? Because it's all connected. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. So now that everything with the woke era is done, it's over. They're cleaning now Hollywood because they know that that didn't work. That whole phase lasted for like what, like almost 20 years, 15 years, whatever it is, and it just didn't work. And now things are changing, and here we are. This is what we need: good entertainment. Why you have Paramount now, bringing Michael Bay and going to fix what was working and stuff like that. Like after they saw that things wouldn't be working with what they thought it was, they just have to go back to the drawing board. That's how it has to be and stuff like that. We need to make the Snyderverse DCU canon as the main universe. Yeah, for sure. I think that's what's gonna happen overall. Like the same way. Look, I know a lot of us want Netflix to buy them. I want them to buy them too. At this point, I don't care, because look, if Paramount has $60 billion, Netflix has to counter offer that, meaning that they have to bid higher than 60 billion. They have the money. Are they going to take the chance? Like this is why I've been telling y'all, I've been reporting y'all and telling y'all that once this bid starts, it's officially started. That's it. $60 billion. That's what Paramount's willing to like put out of pocket to buy Warner Brothers, because they know that they're gonna spend 60 billion, but they're gonna bring back double of that. Because they know that it's gonna be a lot of money they're gonna be bringing with all their IPs once they fix and clean house and stuff like that. And the way that they're right now, bringing and they extended the contract for Mike DeLuca and Pam Abdi. Like, I'm not too cool about Mike DeLuca because he bent the knee for James Gunn's Superman, and we saw it that he was, oh, that's the best movie and this and that. So I'm kind of like, you know what? Like, I don't trust him. Pam, she's cool because she never comes out. She doesn't say anything, but I know that both of them fought for the Snyder cut, and I know that Mike was trying to save his job and things like that. So That's why he kind of said it, but still, to me, it's like, yo, you kind of sold out. You get what I'm saying? You didn't have to go that far, but whatever. He did what he had to do, and whatever, he got his job. The same with Pam. So both of them are there. With all these shakeups and the way that they're cleaning house right now, I'm telling y'all right now, the last two that they're going to be looking and saying, you know what, are going to be James Gunn and Peter Safran. We know that both of them have not been making money for the studio. They have not, just period. You know, all the James Gunn cultists that come out here and all these shows, that's what they are. They're being exposed. Now you have Forbes, you have Variety, you have all these big sources finally admitting, you know, Cosmic Book News, all these shills that were shilling in the summer for James Gunn and his Superman are now finally admitting, hey, it didn't make money at the box office. That's what we've been telling y'all. Oh, but then they want to label us. You get what I'm saying? So, you know, the point is that in the end, things are changing, and I can't wait for things to finally get fixed. Ty, what's up? You saw the post now. Let's hope for the Snyderverse will be restored. Paramount, Netflix, Comcast, Universal, whoever's gonna buy WB and DC. Yeah, whoever at this point. Um, Warner Brothers may be bad. Disney company is still worse. Do you realize what they've been doing? Yeah, all of these companies. You got to remember, Hollywood is Hollywood. That's it. It doesn't matter which side. They're all they're all with something. You know, like that. That's just how it is. Mr. Will, where what's up? Netflix will easily outbid that 60 billion from Paramount. Yeah, let's see. Let's see. I can't wait. I want to see. I really want to see what's gonna happen and come from this. Reynaldo, what's up? Spider Manny, I don't think you have an issue with wokeness. I think you just have an issue with bad writing and tokenship. Look, honestly, not that I care because that the woke message has always been in every movie. If we go back to the 80s, it's been in there. It's in every movie. You always have, you know, the lady that looks like a man with the buzz cut, the strong. You get what I'm saying? So just kind of like stepping on eggshells just because people I know how they are and stuff like that. That has always been in every movie, you know. We even seen it in Zack Snyder's what it was, Army of the Dead. You know, the lady with the short gray hair. You're not gonna tell me that she's not from that. Of course she is. You know what I'm saying? But it's just low key. It's how they portray it and shove it in your face. You know, it's in manga, it's in anime, it's in everything. You know, but it's because it's just it to them it has to be part of it. To me, it's like, yo, if you're gonna make that character, keep him far in the distance. I don't care. I just don't want to be crammed. Hey, it has to be about this, like they've been doing with The Last of Us. You know, like we already know what's up with that, but you know, it just give us good writing. That's it. I don't know what's so hard. Paramount, Apollo, Netflix, and Universal better not turn WB into a subsidiary, or else I'm done. Similarly, left Disney and Marvel due to their shitty creativity. Yeah, yeah, pretty much. Whoever will give Zazoff a sweeter severance package. Yeah, yeah, he's just after the money. It's proven now. You know, and we can't hate on him. We just can't. I would do the same thing too. I'll be like, yo, you're offering that much. How about you? Okay, you want more? All right, cool. Let's go. You know, got to do what you got to do. Plus, economy's tough, so it is what it is. Just fired David Zaslav, and that's it. Yep. Jag, what's up? Superman James Gunn lost money from the budget. Yep, yep, for sure. John, what's up? What's up? Robert Pattinson has joined DCU right now. Cannot worry, fine actor. Right, Batman. Yeah, they're struggling. Notice how they're struggling on both the Batman 2 and with Brave and the Bold. So that's telling you that the road is rocky right now. You know, things are cracking everywhere. You're still focusing on restoring the Bayverse and boycotting Disney until they bring back Chris Evans or Johnny Depp. Yeah, I'm with you too on that one. Here's a question: is X-Men woke because it dealt with issues of racial discrimination? Both. It's both. Honestly, it's low key woke and with that whole race issue. You know, it's just like I told y'all. It's just they throw all that because that's what the mainstream media wants to push and promote. You get what I'm saying? That's their agenda. Overall, in every movie in Hollywood, that's their agenda. That's what I'm telling you. The future is independent content creators. When you have people like me and other content creators, you don't have to put that trash. I just brought out my comic book. You don't see that in my comic book. Whoever bought my comic, you can read it. And you won't find none of that trash. And I refuse to put that content in my my comic book and whatever my stories because it has nothing to do with it. The other day somebody asked me, in the chat, and they were like, "Oh, are you gonna put some of that stuff?" Hell no, because I'm not interested in that. I'm not gonna push and promote that crap. That ain't for me. That ain't me. That doesn't belong in the stories. You get what I'm saying? Even if it was supposed to be, I still don't want to put it because I just don't care about that. Honestly, to each their own. You do your thing, your private life. I'm not gonna shove that into people and the readers and the viewers because that's what's selling. No, it's not. I don't care about that. You get what I'm saying? Um, what's your favorite? Batman costume color black or blue? Nah, black and gray. That's my favorite Batman. With the colors black and gray. That's it. I've never liked the blue one, honestly. Let's see. BD086. What up, bro? Appreciate you for watching also. Let's see. Let's see. All right, Andy Muschietti will leave and exit Batman because of the drama. Might be. Uh, so X-Men was woke in the 80s. Everything was woke. Let's go back to when Captain America came out. All these, remember, everything has been either political, something religious, or something with what do you call this? With race and stuff like that. X-Men, all these Marvel characters, right? They were all fighting the regimes of those times and stuff like that. So yeah, it's always been there. It's just been more low key because back then it was more subtle and stuff like that. But in the 90s they started coming out, and then 2000s that shit just went full blown and everybody started. And then now where we are in 2025, like it's finally ending. So it's still out there, but they're seeing that it's not working and stuff like that. The Snyderverse will be restored. It will happen, whatever it takes. Yeah, exactly. It's going to happen. There's no doubting it. The only ones that are doubting it are people that just have no faith, no hope, and have given up, and they're just following whatever the Rotten Tomatoes and the shows put out there and stuff like that. But they're not seeing it keeping up with the statistics. If you look at the stocks for years, it's been down. Nothing with Warner Brothers has been working. Harry Potter, with DC, nothing has been working. So when you have a company and nothing is working, and then some of y'all are gonna come and say, oh, but Barbie, Dune, and Minecraft, these two made a billion and the other one made a billion. Okay, but the debt that the company has, it's too much. So every dollar that's coming in, they're losing it because they have to pay that debt off. The only way for this company to fully survive is now to be like, in order for WB to survive as a company, they have to be sold. They have to. And I've been calling this for a while. I've been telling y'all for a while. You've been following me. I said WB before James Gunn came on board, we started seeing, I was like, yo, you guys need to restore the Snyderverse, or you're gonna end up being in the corner where they are right now, and they're gonna be forced to sell. And look at where we're heading right now. They're literally going up for sale, because they can't afford to be in business anymore. It's just what it is. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. James Gunn's DCU is too woke. That's why we don't like it. So what would be a movie that's not woke in your eyes? A movie that's not woke. That's a good one. You just have to watch it, and you literally catch on. There's so many movies out there that they have it, and they don't literally shove it down your throat and stuff like that. I would have to think a bit on it. Like, I can't just think of it from the top of my head and stuff like that. But it's just, unfortunately they put that, and that's part of their agenda and stuff. It's like Joker said, it's all part of the plan. That's with them and stuff like that. Roman Reigns will be a terrible actor. Street Fighter, yeah, he's not convincing. Superman, James Gunn, yeah, it lost 42 million. Yep. Disney Marvel's MCU is also too woke. That's what we don't like. Yeah, true. We don't. That's the only thing that we don't really we're not interested in stuff like that. I mean, did they really have to do Snow White the way that they had to do Snow White recently? No. That straight up, that movie screams woke and agenda all over it. So I don't know what to say anymore with that. Number one movie becoming a blockbuster doesn't mean stocks are in the green. No, but it does tell you what condition a company is in. Because look, before the announcement of Michael Bay with Paramount, I was following their stocks. I just wouldn't report too much of it because like, it's not a big hot topic and stuff like that. But within the toy community, like, the Transformers and stuff like that, we talk among each other, and we're like, yo, like, Hasbro keeps on raising the prices. The quality is turning to trash even more and more, and their stocks were down. The moment they announced Michael Bay, boom, everything started shooting up. Why? Because it sells. People are interested. Three movies. How come those three movies didn't make money? See what I'm saying? Their stocks were down too. Not as bad as WB, but they were starting to head down there if they kept it up. So they're like, hold on, we got to put the brakes. We got to go to what's working. What was working? Three different directors didn't work. How about with Michael Bay? All right, we might as well. And boom, the news and everything went up again. Why? Because people are starting to believe in it again. They want that. It was entertaining. Same thing with Zach. When the stocks were down all recently, and then recently we heard the announcement that he's going to come back for the 300 prequel. What happened? The stocks for a day or two shot up. And then after that, they went right back down. And this is when during Superman came out, with James Gunn. So and even with Superman with James Gunn, it wasn't showing the numbers up there with the stocks. It was like, yo, what the hell, like, and that's the thing. But it tells you the when a company is down with the stocks, it's telling you how the company is doing overall. Not just with one movie. It's just with everything. That's why some people take it literal when I'm talking about WB stocks are down. Yes, because nothing with their IPs. None of them are working. Besides DC, what else is working out there? Nothing. Okay, Barbie made $1 billion. How come their stocks are still down? Because it's not working. Okay, one movie made $1 billion, but that $1 billion is already gone because they owe so much in debt. See what I'm saying? It's like owing the credit card. You owe more on the credit card than what you're doing to pay it off. That's exactly what their situation is, and they're forced. They're being forced to actually go up for sale and stuff like that. So, you know, um, it is what it is with these companies. So they get what they put out. If the Snyderverse is restored, do you think that too many people would approach him, Zach, with too many ideas and movie ideas? Probably, but it's pretty much what the studio wants to do, and probably, he's gonna be like, "Yo, I want to be left in charge." Like meaning like how they didn't tell Christopher Nolan that he could put this and he couldn't put that. Christopher Nolan did what he wanted to, and they didn't screw up his vision. Same thing, James Gunn's doing what he wants, and they're not screwing it up, right? He's screwing his own vision up, honestly. I mean James Gunn. But then Zack Snyder, he did what he wanted to do with Rebel Moon. And even with Rebel Moon, I use it as an example because when he did the movie, he shot it, and there's an interview, I just saw it the other day. He made the movie all how he wanted. It's not like he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna do a two-part." He even says it in the interview. He's like, "It's not like I planned. Oh, I'm gonna do another two-part." He's like, "No, I shot it like this," and then Netflix told him, "Hey, we want an edited version because that's what we want to put out." So that's why we got the two cuts. We got the regular PG-13 that Netflix wanted to put out first because, of course, they wanted to, get more people to watch it on the streaming service and stuff like that. And then after that, they were like, "You know what? We're gonna put the Snyder cut for Rebel Moon because technically it is another Snyder cut, and we got it. So that's the beauty of it and stuff. So, that's the good thing. Michael Bay's Transformers was basically a battle between freedom and authoritism. Would that be considered woke? Not woke. That has nothing to do with woke. Woke means when you're trying. I'm gonna tell y'all straight up. What is woke? Woke falls, and you have to understand. Woke goes the word deeper and stuff like that. What I'm talking about now is more like agendas. All right. When you have movies, for example, Black Panther, and you're gonna turn him white, that's race swapping. When you have a female character and now it's turned into a man, that's the sex propaganda you're trying to push, sexism. Or you're trying to make the woman, oh, she's a big, strong female. She doesn't need a man. That's sexism. That's feminism. That's what you're pushing with that agenda. That's what that all that falls under that category of agendas, also known as woke, because that's what people have used the term in. When it's all political and it's all about this and oh, it has to be about this. Yo, it's all about that. It still falls under that whole category. It's all nonsense that's not needed in the movie. Straight up. It just does not need it. But they want to push that. Michael Bay's movies, when you look at it, you could see it from that point of view, but it has nothing to do with an agenda. It doesn't. It just doesn't. It has nothing to do with it. When I watch the movies, I'm like, I don't see a transformer trying to tell me, oh, it identifies with this or with that. No, it's just a robot that literally programmed to destroy, or you have this the Autobots that's programmed to save and defend the humans and stuff like that. And of course, the humans, that it's always the human aspect. We're always going to be scared of everything, so we're going to be like, you know what, shoot it down, that, because that's the human mentality. Oh, we don't understand it, so let's destroy it. That's how humans are when it comes to unknown things. We do it with animals. We find creatures in the ocean, and what's humanity's nature? Just because, oh, let's just kill it. What? Like, yo, we don't even know this freaking animal, where it's from, deep from the ocean and stuff like that, from here within our own world. It doesn't have to come from space and stuff like that. But when you have the Transformers, what Michael Bay did, of course, people are going to be like exaggerating. And that's what we've been seeing with all these movies. You see it with Predator. What didn't they do with Terminator? Look at what they did with Terminator. A badass movie that was for everybody. We know that that's a Terminator. He's a machine. He's programmed to seek and destroy. And what did they do? Oh, let in Terminator 3, let's turn Terminator into a female. Why? Because you're pushing the bullshit agenda of a strong female woman. That's what they're trying to push. That's exactly what they did. That's what falls under woke. That's what falls under all that trash agenda that's been ruining the industry, you know. And they put that in comics. They love to cram that in everything. It's like nobody cares about that. Really, I don't care about what sexuality, what they identify. I don't. That's their thing. You know, like why does everybody have to like literally accept it? You know, it's just completely it's a sick agenda, I guess. Let's see. All right, let me try to catch up. What's your favorite Transformer Michael Bay sequel? I like all of them, honestly. I even also enjoy The Last Night, but out of all of them, I think my favorite one has to be the third one. I really had to say the third and the fourth. Third one, just because how it goes, you know, like I like that whole take on it. But I do like the fourth one, Age of Extinction, because of the Dinobots that they gave us and stuff. But it's a shame that it didn't. They cut so much on that movie just because of the studio. You're already giving Marvel Studio more chance. If Avengers Doomsday flop at the box office and loses money, then they are done. Yeah, but they're not gonna flop. I'm telling you right now. Avengers is a big IP. Avengers is a huge IP. They're not going to flop. I'm telling you straight up. They're fixing also the industry. This is why I'm telling you they're doing. This is why would Disney be going back and say, you know what? Let's bring in Robert Downey Jr. Let's bring all these people that used to be from the old cast, and of course Chris Evans is gonna come back, Scarlett Johansson, all these people are gonna come back. I'm telling y'all. And the same thing, if you see how Paramount's doing too now with Michael Bay, they're gonna bring him back. They're gonna go back to what was working. All this thing is shifting because they know that the new stuff is not selling. It's not working. So they're like, you know what? We got to go back to what's working, and that's what they're gonna be doing. They're gonna be building up huge, huge from Spider-Man, Doomsday with the Avengers, and then Avengers Secret Wars. I'm telling you, it's going to be nuts. The next, probably what, 15, 20 years, whatever they're building, is going to be nuts. It's going to be nuts. I'm telling you. Let's see. Superman 2025 was woke. I don't care what you tell me, Ronaldo. That shit was woke. The whole message of Superman 2025 was that Rachel was the main spotlight, low key, trying to say, oh, well, I don't need a man. And at the end, she finally confesses her love to Superman. Yeah, that's a feminism that they're pushing. Don't tell me otherwise. Don't tell me otherwise, Ronaldo. I know you're a hardcore James Gunn fan. No, don't bring that trash. I'm telling you straight up. That movie was pushing and promoting a lot of sexism, a lot of feminism, and making Superman that he was a wuss. And that's the problem. That's why that movie did what it did, honestly. And you're not gonna change my mind. Period. Tyler want to play Batman in DCU, but he's not a movie actor. Can't happen. Yeah, he was trying to come on board, but who knows what they want to. Let's see. How's Netflix willing to pay for WB? Who knows? Who knows? Like probably with bank loans, a lot of more debt. Who knows? But they'll pay it off because once they get the rights, whoever gets it, I'm telling y'all, they're gonna be making bank. They're gonna be making so much money, and they know it. But it is what it is. Let's see. Is Netflix winning the bid? Well, we haven't heard the offer that Netflix is willing to make yet. Right now, we already know that Paramount are the first ones with 60 billion. So now we have to see what Netflix is gonna counter offer, and we're gonna start seeing and hearing probably more from like Amazon and Apple and who knows whoever wants to bid Comcast and things like that. Do you think Matt Reeves is lying, not joining James Gunn? I don't know. I don't even care honestly about Matt Reeves and James Gunn. Captain America, Broken New World, and the Fantastic Four have lost money for Disney and Marvel Studios. Yeah, because these are characters that are now known, and they did again the race swap. Honestly, everybody was look, not for nothing. Everybody's used to seeing white Captain America. And what they did with what they did from the comics, that shit didn't sell in the comics years ago, and they tried it right now, and that shit didn't sell in the movie. It is what it is. I'm sorry. That's what the reality is. I keep telling my dad I feel it in your bones that it's coming back. Yeah, yeah, it's gonna come back. I'm telling you. That's why the path for the Snyderverse and all these good movies are starting to line up again because they're clearing and cleaning house straight up. They really are, honestly. And it's about time. Setting for animation. You want a big screen live action, nothing else. Exactly. I agree with you, Lex. Live action or nothing, straight up. I'm not gonna settle, and I'm not gonna compromise, like Zack Snyder said, just because they're like, oh, we're gonna do animation. Nah, nah. You want to do animation? Make James Gunn's universe all animated. Oh, but the uproar is gonna come from that, right? get out of here with that. Um, let's see, let's see. Let's see. All right, so Hector, what's up? What's up? So Ballerina's woke since she's a strong female character. No, man, that movie was not woke. I've been saying that for a while. So, you know, look, Spider Man, if you're gonna come here for real troll, don't push me. Don't try me. I'm telling you. Don't make me block you, bro. Straight up. I've been seeing you. You're like, oh, talking bad about us and stuff. So, if you don't like it, I'm telling you, you can ride out somewhere else. Straight up. Push it. Try me. Let's see. Let's see. Spider Manny, yo, you know what? I'm just not gonna acknowledge your comments anymore. Are you gonna watch Avatar 3? Yeah, I'm gonna watch that. Then restore Snyderverse. Yeah, that's the thing. All these James Gunn cultists can't accept the fact that the Snyderverse is going to make a comeback. James Gunn's gonna get fired and he ain't gonna be nowhere. He's gonna go back crawling to Disney. That's the reality. Edward, what's up? Shin 84, Batman 84. Gunn's contract will be up next year. Yep, for sure, for sure. What up? What up? Light skin. Appreciate you for watching. Also, you already know it. Hell yeah, restore Snyderverse all day. Let's see. Yeah, you glad you skipped Gunverse? That Superman? Yeah, Superman was garbage, honestly. Let's see, let's see. All right, Gun Superman is crap, complete crap. Captain America 4 is also too woke. Yeah, 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 big time. Current Batman writer Matt wants to bring guns elements into Batman book. Ah, yeah. I mean, that's what they're pushing again, you know? Supergirl will flop. Yeah, that movie's gonna tank for sure. Thank you here, Zach. Wanted to direct the Dark Knight Returns adaptation. Would you prefer it to be Ben Affleck in the Snyderverse, or would it be a standalone in a different universe with new cast? No, it has to be with the same cast and everything. You know, why are they gonna do something new? You know, that would be great because it's the return of Ben Affleck, is the return of Ben Affleck's Batman, the return of, you know, Zack Snyder, the return of the Snyderverse. What perfect other adaptation would be other than the Dark Knight Returns, you know, with Zack Snyder and Ben Affleck? Hell yeah, and bring in Joe to do Deathstroke and stuff like that. So, you know, it's just you know, just what they have to do, because that's what was working. Do you think it all things go right? Zach handles charge what makes Sasha Supergirl because of Supergirl potential, but wasted her guns flush. Yeah, it could be. It could be. You know, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, exactly. Ballerina was not woke. You know, like straight up. You know, like all the shills are the ones that are like, oh, it was woke. No, it wasn't. It was a badass movie with no type of agenda. Because if I would have seen that it had an agenda, I would have been like, you know what, screw this movie. I'm not watching it. But nah, it was just straight up how it's supposed to be. A good, entertaining movie. You're still not looking for the Clayface, neither am I. Ray, what's up? The true DCU must return. It will, and it shall return. The Supergirl screening was held in LA, wasn't a success. Yeah, exactly. But they're gonna come out with lies. You're gonna see. They're gonna be like, "Oh, it's the best thing." Watch. That movie's gonna tank. I can't wait. Ballerina's not woke. It's a good underrated film. Yep, yep, yep. True, true, true. Let's see. All right, enjoy your breakfast. For sure on the next stream. But yes, you know, it's just interesting with the way that things are going right now and how things are shifting. So I can't wait. I'm excited and stuff like that. That's why I was like, you know what? Let's talk about this because this is something that we had to talk about. But with that being said, my friends, I'm gonna get going. I'm probably gonna come back later on, probably tomorrow or later, but I'll see what's up depending on the time and stuff. But I'm gonna get going. I'm gonna go do some stuff right now, and I'm gonna catch you on the next one. All right. Appreciate y'all for watching. Make sure to hit the subscribe. You know, share the videos, all that good stuff, and make sure to hit that hype because it has now a hype button that helps out the algorithm a lot. So you know, on the videos and stuff, if it shows it, just you know, hit that hype and stuff like that, so it can help the video, like I guess like with the algorithm and stuff like that. So, Tommy, what's up? What's up? We love you. I also wanted to move on from Snyderverse, but not, of course, by supporting Gun. Then I found you, restore, yes or no. No matter what, you give me hope. You gave me hope. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. That's what I'm here for. You know, we all need hope. We all need endurance. We all need motivation, and that's what I'm here for. We have to do it. You know, everyone everywhere out there is so negative, so dark. I don't be like that. I'm not like that. You know, we just got to call it how it is, and we have to stay strong, united. Always remember, united. Us being united is how we got the Snyder Cut, and us being again united is how we're going to get the Snyderverse restored. With that, my friends, I'll catch you on the next one. Y'all have a good day. Peace out.